This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul. Good vibes only, I'm in control. Turn the music up, let the rhythm roll. I move my body, I'm alive, I glow. Unstoppable, dancing through the fire. Every step higher, taking me higher. Smile so big, can't hold it in. Good vibes, good life, let's begin. Every scar made me wiser. Every tear lit the fire. I don't fear what's ahead. And I am live, everybody. Happy, amazing Saturday to each and every one of you. If you are watching this live or if you are watching this replay, hello, hello, hello. So again, for those of you who doesn't know me, my name is Arnath. I am located here in San Francisco, California. And tonight is my 90 days Goran Success Challenge, and this is my day 20. Oh my God, it's already day 20, guys. And my mentees, I believe, is their day 27, 28 or 29. Yeah, because they did this way ahead because I'm still in the middle of doing my reading the magic book, and then they went ahead and started this 90 days go run success challenge, and I'm so grateful that I catch up doing this with them. You know, they're growing so much, and I'm really, really proud to my mentees and some of them of my business partners who are doing this business. So tonight it's all about sharing you guys my success mantra. So that's the topic for tonight. This is my day 20. Again, I am streaming this live on my personal page, my business page, and my YouTube page. So, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'll be discussing my success mantra today. But before I start, today was such an amazing day, very productive for me. Actually, I was so busy today doing my back to back to back calls from 5:30 in the morning and finish that at 1:30 in the afternoon. Wow. Yes, back to back to back Zooms, and still grateful. And then after that, I was able to spend my time with my kids, create amazing videos in my backyard. It's absolutely beautiful today. I feel like it's a springtime. It's not as that hot, it's not as that cold. So I really use that time to create amazing ads, amazing videos for my contents. Did a little bit of nap because I wake up at 3 o'clock, 3 in the morning, and being able to cook dinner for my family. And then right now, created my ads. So it's gonna be published tomorrow early in the morning, and doing this live as well. Then after that, uh, scheduled some of my posts before I go to bed and do some journaling before I go to bed. So productive day, productive day so far. So let's get started. Right? So tonight I really want to share something very personal with you, something that has created me through seasons of doubt, growth, expansion, setbacks, and breakthrough. This is not a strategy that I will be sharing you guys. This is not even a funnel, not a marketing tip, but the one mantra that anchors me with things when it feels uncertain. Because again, success is not built on hype. It is built on identity. And here's the thing, guys, every single successful person I've studied, from my mentor, Bob Proctor, to leaders in business and spirituality, they all had one thing in common. They believed something deeply about who they were, and they repeated that belief until it becomes real. So tonight I'm sharing mine, not because it's perfect, not because it is powerful, and maybe, just maybe, it will unblock something in you. So again, if you're watching this video, Feel free to comment on the comment below, right, where you're tuning in from, because I really want to acknowledge your presence tonight. So my personal success mantra is this: I move before I feel ready, because the woman I am becoming already exists. So that is my mantra. I move before I feel ready, because the woman I am becoming already exists. Yes, so I want you to sit with that for a moment. I move before I feel ready, because the woman I am becoming already exists. Okay? So, yeah, this mantra, this mantra reminds me that readiness is not a requirement for growth. Clarity is not something that shows up before action. And confidence is not something that appears before movement. Instead, movement creates clarity. Then what's going to happen? Actions builds confidence, and courage reveals identity. There were so many times in my journey, guys, especially building this business alongside with my corporate job, being a mom, being a leader, where I did not feel ready. But I moved anyway, because I understood something really powerful. If I wait to feel confident, I will stay the same. If I move while afraid, I expand. So that's basically why I love that mantra. I move before I get ready. Yeah, so where this mantra was born, okay? So this mantra was not created in comfort, you know, it was born in tension, in the space between who I was and who I knew I could be. I was working full time. I had responsibilities. I had expectations placed on me, you know, and I had self doubt whispering constantly at the back of my head, right? And there was a version of me that wanted something more. What is that more? More growth, more expansion, more leverage, and then more discipline, right? But wanting more can sometimes feel selfish. Have you ever felt that, guys? Like you are grateful, but you still desire more, right? That tension is where identity expands. That is where my mantra became necessary, because I realized something. If I kept waiting to feel qualified, I would shrink back into comfort. And comfort does not create expansion for me. That's the reason why the word expansion is my mantra every single day. I even like when I went to Mexico, and one of my mentor asked me prior to go to a spiritual journey in Mexico, think about one word that you can carry with you, just like an intention. Think about an intention that you can carry with you wherever you are. So before I even went to Mexico and attend this spiritual journey, I really thought about it. What should I carry with me? What kind of intention that I can carry with me going to Mexico? And one word that really stick into my mind is the word expansion, because expansion is so broad. I want there to expand the level of awareness that I have. I want there to expand my spirituality. I went there to expand my mental faculties, and I went there to expand also my understanding who I am becoming, and also so many things, expand my financial as well, right? So yeah. So again, and again, that's the reason why having a mantra that you can carry with you in times you are feeling doubtful, even in times that you are procrastinating, And you know that once you set a tone, or once you set that intention, for example, you always carry that with you. And that's why we often think success is all about the right time. Oh, it's all about the right opportunity. It's all about the right connection. It's all about the right circumstances. But success is about the right identity. And this is really reminds me about what Neville Goddard mentioned in his book, that thought something powerful and assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. In simple words, that means because become the person first, act from the version of you that already succeeded, and that is exactly what my mantra does. When I move before I feel ready, I am stepping into identity before evidence appears, because evidence follows in identity. No, um not the other way around, right? So how this mantra shows up in my daily life? Well, this mantra really shows up in small moments. Okay, it shows up when I wake up early in the morning and choose discipline over comfort. Yes, once my alarm goes on in the morning, every single day, I always ask myself, should I stay longer in bed, or should I just wake up and work on myself every single day? Right? And work, or setting that intention, right? And my old self keeps saying, like, well, Arnett, it is Saturday today. You can stay longer in bed, and then you can work on your business after that. See? and that and then it's just like my old self already negotiating. And for me, like, no, that's not gonna happen. And I count the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I just get up immediately and do my gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then just go downstairs and then set my phone and do my meditation. Then after that, joining the morning routine, right? Leading the morning routine. Yeah, so that mantra always shows up in small moments. It shows up when I wake up early in the morning, and I always choose discipline over comfort. And it shows up when I go live, even if only a few people shows up, right? It shows up when someone says no and I choose not to collapse emotionally. It shows up when someone refunded. That happens all the time, right? And I remember that alignment matters more than approval. And it shows up when follow up intentionally, because I understand that the fortune is always in the follow up, not the first impression. That's the reason why success is not a glamorous daily, it is repetition. It's consistency. It is choosing who you are becoming over how you feel in the moment. So always keep that in mind, guys. So, yeah. So, how do I overcome self doubt through this mantra, right? Well, self doubt is normal, and let's normalize that. Even leaders feel it too. Even high performers feel it too. The difference is not absence of doubt. It is a decision to move anyway. That's why my mantra interrupts doubts all the time. When I procrastinate, that means I don't trust myself, right? And that is something, that number one thing that always comes into my mind, especially if I am delaying uninspired actions that I was supposed to do today, right? And then once I once my old self is negotiating to my current self right now, and that's where my mantra comes to play, you know. And my mantra interrupts that doubt. And also, when fear says, what if you fail, right? My mantra says, move anyway. When insecurity says you're not ready, right? My mantra says the future you already is. when I keep comparing myself to people whispers, right, at the back of my mind, yeah, my mantra always says, your path is yours. You are in control. That's why having a mantra that you can carry with you every single day is not magic. It is a mental decision. It is a mental direction. And what you repeatedly say becomes becomes what you repeatedly believe. That's why, guys, set success mantra that you can always carry with you in times of doubt, in times of fear, in times you procrastinate, in times you're sad, in times you're angry, anything that are not no longer serving you, things that no longer serving you, set a mantra and keep repeating that every single day. Okay? So, how to create your own success mantra? Now, I really want you to create your own and ask yourself, who are you becoming and what identity are you stepping into? What belief you change everything if you repeated it daily, right? Maybe your mantra could be, I am consistent even when motivation fades, right? Or maybe I attract aligned opportunities because I operate in alignment, or maybe I am disciplined, not because I have to be, but because I choose to be. Your mantra must feel like a stretch, but believable. It's not something you fantasize, it's something that you build identity expansion. So, I'm really excited, what will be a mantra that you can create tonight, tomorrow morning, or afternoon? So, I really encourage you to create a mantra that can always, that can, that you can always carry with you in times of those moments, right? So yeah, so what are the practical applications that I usually do when it comes into mantra? Well, what I usually do is I repeat it daily, and I attach emotions to it, and I act from it, not to it. I repeat it daily, I attach emotion to it, and act from it. And I always say it in the mirror also. I love mirroring. That's like you guys know, I have a mirror in front of me that I can see myself every single day, that I am expansion. You know, I always act before I'm ready. So if you say this to yourself every single day, yes, it's kind of like really awkward in the beginning, but remember, that's who you are becoming, right? So say it in the mirror, say it in the mirror, write it in your journal, speak it before going live, repeat it before sales calls, anchor it before decisions, identity, because again, identity repetition builds, what is that? What's the word? It builds neurological familiarity, and familiarity builds confidence as well, right? That's why one last thing before I will close this live, very short, because I'm still resting my voice still, and I'm going to Fiji in, my gosh, in the next 2 days, right? I'm traveling in the next 2 days. So I really want to rest my voice before my because I'm the speaker of that event. So I I had to rest. I have to raise my voice before I go there. So before I will speak to the crowd, because I know that by the time I am there, there's gonna be a lot of people talk to you, wanna interview with you, create more videos. So I really want to prepare myself to expand, also to share, and to help business partners and friends as well, right? So, again, I really want you to close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes. Imagine the version of you 1 year from now. Yeah, imagine the version of you 1 year from now you're stronger, more certain, more disciplined, more expanded, and you exist. That you're not imaginary, that you are simply waiting for you to align with yourself. And the only difference between you and yourself is the decision you make when you do not feel ready. That's why tonight, guys, I leave you with this. Do not wait to feel powerful. Move like the powerful version of you already would, because you already exist and you is calling you to move forward. So that is my punchline tonight, right? Success is not something you chase, it is something you become. One brave decision before readiness at a time. So always, always remember that. Yeah, so again, always act before you're ready. Okay? So that's the something that I really want to share it with you guys. Yeah. Because before I had this mantra, guys, I was easily shaken. You know, if engagement was low on my business page, I already questioned myself. If someone said no, I internalized it. And if things were slow, I wondered if I should stop. Those are my limiting belief that is really controlling my past back then. And that emotional is instability is very, very exhausting. So when you don't have a grounding belief, your emotions run your leadership. That's why that's why and then again, and if your emotions run your leadership, inconsistency follows. And I realized something really powerful here, guys. Without a core mantra, I was reacting to circumstances. With mantra, having a mantra, I respond with identity or from identity, because there is a massive difference. Reacting feels chaotic and responding feels powerful. That's why always think, always think, because re- react, that is an animalistic thinking. Responding, that's where the leadership comes to play, right? Responding feels powerful. So when my mantra becomes solid, the outside noise become quieter, not because the noise disappeared, but because my identity become louder, right? And one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is, I'll start when I'm ready. But again, readiness is just fear dressed up in logic. Always remember that. Kasi, now I'm speaking Tagalog. Because, guys, perfection is procrastination in disguise. And as someone balancing corporate leadership, motherhood, and business expansion, I do not have the luxury of waiting for perfect conditions. I build alongside a full time career, not by hustling until exhaustion, but by following structure. And if you have that structure, it actually reduces emotional decision making. That's where consistency, motivation, movement, mood, identity, feelings comes to play. And that is why my mantra really emphasizes movement before readiness. Because when I move, right, I prove to myself that I am capable. And capability builds confidence faster than positive thinking ever will, right? Yeah, so in times of setbacks, right? I really want to talk about this because they will happen in our business. Refunds will happen. People will misunderstand you. Growth will plateau, and energy fluctuates. Sometimes you are up, and sometimes you are down. And there were moments where I thought maybe I'm not cut all I mean maybe I'm not cut out for this. But here is what I've learned, guys. Setbacks do not question your identity. They reveal it. And when something goes wrong, the real version of you show up, right? That's why do you and my question with you guys, do you cool up when things happen like that, or do you anchor yourself? That's why my mantra helps me anchor in times of doubt, in times of worry, in times when I'm low, right? Those negative self-talk, right? I move before I feel ready. That includes moving after disappointment. That includes showing up after rejection. And that also includes continuing after silence. Because again, remember this, leadership is not tested in applause, it is tested in quiet seasons. And here's the thing, I really want to share a little bit of my book in here, The Woman I Am Becoming, right? This part is so, so important. The woman I am becoming, that she is calm. I am calm. She does not chase. She attracts. She follows up intentionally, not desperately. She invests in structure and she protects her energy. And she understands that long-term wealth is built slowly, intelligently. She does not need external validation to feel secure. And every time I act before I feel ready, I align with her. And that's me, I align with myself. This is not about pretending to be someone else, it is stepping into who you already know you are meant to be. And when you repeatedly align with that version, your life recognizes around it. That's why having a mantra in a system really gives you the result. And let me say something important for my fellow entrepreneurs who are listening at the moment. A mantra without structures becomes motivation only, and structured without identity becomes burnout. But when identity and system you combine that together, results compound. It did not build this through what's the word? Through hype, right? It built it through daily repetition, intentional follow-up, emotional regulation. Consistency becomes your visibility, right? And long-term thinking as well. So that's why the mantra gave me emotional stability. The system gave me direction. And when you combine it together, they created leverage. Always, always keep that in mind. That's why this is where I also reprogram my old belief that are no longer serving me. Because again, guys, many of us grew up hearing things like, you gotta be realistic, Arnett. Don't expect too much. Just be grateful for what you have, right? But again, gratitude does not cancel ambition. Expansion is not arrogance. Growth is not betrayal. That's why my mantra really helped me rewrite my old subconscious programming. Instead, I hope it works, right? I now operate from I am becoming the type of woman this works for, instead of what if I fail? That is the most common things that we always hear from those people who didn't really see the result for the first 3 months. Like, what if I fail? Or those people who didn't even tested the water and they always telling this word or this sentence to themselves, that what if I fail? And why? What if this transform everything, right? That shift is is powerful, right? That's why you always have to turn that identity, that identity. That's why you have to, and this is something that I teach in my morning routine. You have to really create that identity declaration. That's why I really want you to say this out loud, guys. I do not wait for permission to grow. Again, I do not wait for permission to grow. You are not too late, guys. You're not behind. We hear that all the time. You are not disqualified too. You are simply one decision away from expansion. And your mantra becomes your internal leadership voice. And the world will treat you how you treat yourself. Okay, so that's why my last powerful closing, okay, story. Really want to share you a little bit of a story because this really changed me a lot. Because back then there was a time when going live felt intimidating, right? There was a time when leading felt really heavy for me. There was a time also when growth felt uncertain. But every time I choose to move anyway, I become stronger. And that is the secret. You don't become confident before action. You become confident because of action. I repeat that again. You don't become confident before action. You become confident because of action. And tonight, guys, if there is something you've been delaying, let this be your permission. And that you have to take action, move, right? Even if your voice shakes, right? Even I have this um, very dry, right? Because I just dry cough. That's why it's really affecting my voice, right? Even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble, right? Even if only one person listens, because the person you are becoming is watching. And you or she or he is proud when you choose courage, right? That's why you are not waiting to become her. You are not waiting to become him, right? You are building her. You are building him, decision by decision, action by action, moment by moment. And one day, remember this, you will look back at this season and realize it was never about readiness, it was about identity. And you choose to rise anyway, right? So that's something that I really want to share it with you guys. I hope you learned something from me. And now that you know what is my personal mantra, you can borrow it. You can create it on your own and carry that with you in times of doubt, in times of procrastination, in times you don't feel like ready, right? In times that you don't want to do anything, always, always use that as a reminder that show up, act before ready all the time. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much, Simrik. Thank you so much. Hey, watching from Ontario, um my accountability partner, right? Amy, grateful to see you. Nurad, thank you for tuning in from Pennsylvania. And Samjana, wow, from Tokyo. Thank you for tuning in. Mahin from Nepal. Good afternoon, good evening here from San Francisco, and also from Simrek. Thank you, Simrek, for tuning in. And also Prativa from Toronto. And last but not least, from Sabina Limbo from Hong Kong. Thank you so much, guys. And from California, Madeline, see how global we are. So if this is you watching or looking for expansion, right? Whether the level of awareness you have, financial, right? Time, freedom, well, you are the right place. This is no accident that you click that button and join the live. There's You are always being guided. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much and have a good night. It's already 10:10. I love that number 10:10. Guess what? I am setting an intention right now 10:10. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a good night. Bye bye.
This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul.